One thing that continues to boggle my mind is how I spent 10 years in a relationship that I wanted out of in 6 months. However, I'm going to tell you how it happened so that perhaps if it is happening or has happened to you before, it won't happen to you again. Okay, let's go. So when I was younger, I met a guy, and I would find out later that he didn't want to meet me, but we met nonetheless. Anyway, between the time I met him and 6 months into this relationship, I decided that I really didn't want to be with him. I didn't like his consistency. At that time, college had ended. My freshman year had ended, or my sophomore year had ended. Some year had ended, and I was back at home. So we were doing a long distance, get to know each other thing, and it just wasn't working out. And so within that span, though, I got back to, the place where I went to college, where he was, and we started to hang out again. I still don't like the way things are occurring, but at some point I did like the way things were occurring, and so I was like, okay, great. And so that happened probably in the 5th to 6th month, but that didn't negate the fact that from months 1 through 4 I was like, and then 5 to 6 I was like, well, still want it out, right? So how do we get from 6 months all the way into a year? Well, at some point the relationship changed, and it never changed for my good. I'll just go ahead and tell you that. It never changed for my good. But because there was that moment in that relationship early on, in that really weird place between, I think, the 5 to 6 month mark, I was like, you know what? We could be that again. And what I would later learn, as I took a look at the relationship, as I learned more about relationship dynamics and some of the things that I share with you now, is that was when a lovely little trauma bond probably formed. Because the trick of a trauma bond is that first you get the love bomb, then you get the trauma bond. So the love bomb happened when I was back in town. That made me think, oh, this could work. But in the back of my mind, I'm still like, But then after that, from month 6 through 12, and from month 6 through 9.5 years, I was chasing that moment. I used to call it chasing good, right? And so what I want to tell you, if you're listening to this, and if you made it this far, bravo, is that when you're in a relationship, usually people say from the first 6 months, 6 to 9 months, that's the representative. I'm not going to tell you that. What I'm going to tell you is that the beginning stages of a relationship that's meant to be healthy and good for you will show those signs off the bat, period. Even if there are challenges, even if there are issues, even if you have a disagreement, if it's meant to be healthy, for the most part, it will be. It won't be dysfunction, 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 dysfunction. Hey, it's working. Dysfunction, 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 dysfunction. It won't be like that. But because we teach people, not we, but my colleagues will teach you that relationships are hard. When it gets harder, you push harder. And I'm like, nope. A relationship that you're trying to make work actually doesn't work. Relationships that are healthy require mutual effort. Effort is not work. Over-efforting is not effort. Let me know what you think about that in the comments. And thanks for listening to this really long video. Bye.